Hi, everybody. This is Shannon with the Mystics Corner, and this is our first video we're going to be making on info videos. The topic for this one is the timeline shift.
I love it. One of my favorite topics lately.
No one.
Okay, possibly having way too many symptoms from all of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Shannon, a lot of people have asked, and I've heard this question a lot. One of them in regards to timeline shifts is how many can we expect before the end of the year?
Well, let's go before then. What is a timeline? What does it look like? What is it? Why do I say timeline shifts? Um, there are electromagnetics that happen on the earth and out in the universe and everything like that happens. So, and the best way for us as humans to describe these energetic shifts is we call them timeline shifts because we can take our human consciousness and move it into a higher levels faster and faster and faster. So the human consciousness needs something to tangibly hang on to, which we would call a time. Time is something that we can grasp hold of. But actually is energy, and we're moving these energy shifts so quickly and quickly and quickly that we elevate. It's like breaking the barriers. We keep breaking the barrier. Now we have a choice. We can be in this one, or we can stay on the same timeline, but eventually your soul will eventually move to this next level of timeline. So between now and the first of the year, we have one that's coming up on the 12/12, which is coming up really soon, which I find that interesting, which is, I believe it is on the new moon,
That's right. It'll be
right
new
around the
moon in
new moon time.
Sagittarius.
Yeah, in Sagittarius, which this whole next week itself is going to be a very powerful universal time, because it is one of the calls of the remembrance. That's the way Spirit always keeps telling me, is one of the places in our human evolution about a remembrance. So it is a timeline shift, and it's a major timeline shift because we are breaking one of the higher barriers of levels of consciousness accessible. So you may see a little bit of chaos, a little more chaos, and a lot more truth being revealed. uh, it's going to be coming out between now and the first. So you'll see a lot of those things. Now there is another one towards the end of the year, but it's still teetering on how this one goes before it may be into the first part of next year when it hits again when we do our next one. But it's somewhere around the 30th or 31st, New Year's kind of frame. But they're trying to see how this one's going to how it's going to affect humanity.
Right. That's beautiful. And there is one more question. Why does this happen in general? And I know you mentioned like there's a vibrational thing with the earth that
Yeah.
occurs,
Yes.
and the consciousness levels that we're in. Would you say that this isn't the first time in human consciousness
Oh,
that this occurs?
oh no, no, no! It's the cycle. But we have moved into these higher levels of cycles. We've broken barriers. We're in places right now that we haven't in levels of human consciousness. Um, you have the Atlantean times and many different things like that they did evolve up higher, but they have not. They didn't have the mass energy to bring us into this place where we're at. And that's why we have so many souls here on the earth plane now, to be able to activate the earth and to be able to activate these higher levels of consciousness. I call them they're you can call them dimensional spaces, whatever you call it, because we play in the multiverse. We're in that, and once you get to a certain place, you're able to step out of the multiverse, and you're in the observatory. I guess you want to become the observer. But as we move through these timelines in our human consciousness, that's why you see a lot of these children that are coming in. They're very gifted. They're coming in hot. They're very annoying. They're coming in at this level already, where we had to work to this level.
Right.
Since 2012. When the big shift happened and everything. Um, So we've been working for quite some time
Right.
to open those doorways.
What would you say are the top three challenges as we break these barriers?
Well, you'll notice that, as you do, you may have old stuff starts going away. Um, Friends, things, habits, different stuff. You may decide you want to eat different. You want to exercise different. You want to have a different thought process. You don't want to listen to that music. You want to listen to this music. To seek out truth. You want to see truth in yourself. You don't do the conspiracy theories. You don't do any of that. You're seeking truth within yourself. You don't find your truth on the computer. You ask spirit, especially as we go into these higher places that we're moving through. Because
Right.
a major thing that's going to you'll just notice your level of knowing.
So you'll just be very, very at peace with what you know within yourself,
Yeah,
what you're.
but also a little as we move through them, and a lot of people that have come to me have this great anxiety about losing themselves or losing their identity. They're afraid they're going to lose their identity or they're dying, but they're not dying. That old part of them is, or their old part, because that's the ego trying to keep them held in this place. When their soul knows they need to move forward, they'll elevate forward.
That's beautiful. Final question. What is an advice that you would give as we navigate through these barriers that we're breaking through? What is something that could keep us centered or something we could focus on within ourselves?
One, breathe. Breathing is the most important thing through the whole process. Listen to your own intuition, pay attention to it. Always get enough rest, take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is the most important. And listen to your thought process. If it's something that is not your normal thought process, that's not truth. That is not truth. Because during this process, you'll have a lot of different things, and we'll talk about that in another video. But
Right.
there's a lot of different things that will come up that will keep you from wanting to move to that, because there is a fear of moving. There is a fear of being abandoning people or leaving somebody or going,
Right.
and things will just happen, and it's like
Yeah. The changes are challenging for sure.
yes,
I can,
yes they
from
are,
personal experience, can
yes they are.
understand that.
They get scary,
Yeah, you really do.
real scary.
I'm really enjoying our talks. I hope that this is informational for some people out there. If there's any comments y'all want to leave or any questions you want to ask in the comments, feel free to do that.
Feel free, yes.
Yeah.
And always know that you're never alone. You're always loved. And just remember to breathe. Breathe. The breath is one of the most important things that you can do in your whole entire being, is to breathe. Um,
I love how you always say it's the very first thing we do when we come into this
it's the
world.
very last thing you will do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love that. All right, y'all. So look for more of these subjects. We'll be putting out more videos.
Go to our website and check out all of our information that's going to be posted up there. And
Yes.
as we begin, it's which is themysticscorner.com.
Yes. Sign up for our mailer list. We don't spam you, but we will put out
I will
various
put out
things.
15,000 emails.
We'll just put out our schedules for the month ahead as they start coming in.
Yes.
All right, y'all. See you soon.